Everybody be quiet. Okay. Good afternoon. It is 4:30 on Monday, December 2021, and I'd like to call this special meeting of the Lansing City Council to order. And before we move on with business, I'll just remind everybody in attendance that face coverings are required in City Hall and at City Council meetings, and to effectively serve their purpose, they should cover your nose and your mouth. Mr. City Attorney. All right. Mr. Clerk, if you would please proceed.
Councilmember Betts.
Present.
Councilmember Dunbar. Councilmember Garza. Councilmember Hussein.
Here.
Councilmember Jackson. Councilmember Spatafor.
Present.
Councilmember Spitzley. Councilmember Wood.
Here.
There are 7 members present, a quorum. Councilmember Jackson is absent.
Thank you. Next, we will move on to our meditation and Pledge of Allegiance. Is there anyone council wishes to keep in our thoughts this afternoon as we reflect for a moment of meditation? All right. If we'd all rise, please.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, this being a special meeting, we do have an abbreviated agenda, so we are all ready to speaker registration for public comment on legislative matters, which does include the hearing as well as the resolution for action, both on the same topic. The Industrial Facilities Exemption Certificate. We'll give you another 2 minutes to sign up on the blue form if you have not already done so. We will proceed forward. We are to public comment on agenda items, and we do have the scheduled hearing in consideration of Industrial Facilities Exemption Certificate, Ultium Cells LLC at 8100 Davis Highway.
Mr. Vice President, sorry.
That's all right. So this is the third piece. It was actually last week, we did approve 2 items that pertain to GM's potential investment of $2.5 billion into the 590 acres adjacent to Delta plant. This would be their third electric battery plant. What we did last Monday is we approved an extension of the 425 agreement that we have in place with Delta Township by 25 years. The second piece was we approved a resolution that allows for GM and LG Electronics to move forward to the Michigan Strategic Fund and apply for a Renaissance Zone with a positive recommendation from this body. And the last piece deals with the Industrial Facilities Exemption Certificate. This would allow for an abatement of personal and real property taxes for up to 12 years. And this is the last piece, at least on our end, that we have to actually approve in order to try to secure this investment.
Thank you.
Okay, we have one speaker who has signed up, Jeremy Whittam, and you have up to 3 minutes.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good to see you again. Thank you for the invitation. My name's Jeremy Whittam. I'm the current chairman of the board for the Eaton County Board of Commissioners. Eaton County Board of Commissioners, I briefed the Eaton County Board on your upcoming vote at our commission as a whole last Wednesday. No one objected. I had the controller, Mr. Fuentes, disseminate your public notice to the 14 commissioners I am entrusted to work with. Out of the 109,000 people in Eaton County that I am lucky enough to represent, no one has objected. So I stand before you in a support role. I know that. And one of the things that we talked about, building of the future, the automobile industry was the first level of freedom for individuals, so we could go out and explore and enjoy our country. The labor force, the world's best labor force in mid-Michigan will be building the next generation of freedom. And as we can consider the next generation of freedom that's going to go throughout the world with electric vehicles, one of the things that I did not realize, that I've not heard anyone talk about, are the pensioners. This investment of $2.5 billion will help safeguard the pensioners of General Motors. And with 1,700 jobs, and the median income of $46,000 per job, that's $78 million a year. Now, when I'm not hanging out being the county chairman of the board, I'm also an economics professor. So when you put the money multiplier in effect, that's $500 million of positive economic activity in our mid-Michigan region. So I thank you for your time this afternoon. I look forward to your affirmative position. And unless you have questions of me, I'm going to go quietly return to my seat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good talk. Thank you.
Okay, that was our final speaker. We are to the referral of the hearing, which I think is going to be held on the,
Hold it right here.
then we're to resolutions for action, the IFT certificate.
Mr. Vice President.
Sure, I would move the resolution pertaining to the industrial facilities exemption certificate for Altium Cells LLC at 8100 Davis Highway.
That is a proper motion. Mr. Lawrence? Did you, I thought you said you had something to talk. No, was I wrong?
I just want to take a minute just to let the board know, the mayor is out of town today. He's on out of town on family emergency, wishes he could be here since
Thank you. All right, seeing no other discussion, I do want to thank everyone for arranging their schedules to be here this evening. This is a huge, as we talked about last week, a huge vote for this body, and we wish those of you working behind the scenes to make this happen the best of luck in our competition to secure this facility and change the course of auto manufacturing in our community. Thank you. So with that, I would ask the clerk to call the roll. Oh, sorry. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. Motion carries.
We are to motion of excused absence.
Mr. Vice President has moved to excuse Councilmember Jackson. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay.
And we are to remarks by council members.
Anyone wishing to make remarks? I would like to say something real quick. This is the last meeting of the City Council where the name Dunbar will be on the dais. And I wanted to just take a moment and thank Councilmember Dunbar for 16 years of service to this body. She moved here in 1996. I won't tell you where I was then, Kathy, but I'll just say thank you for coming to our community. You started the Sagamore Hills Neighborhood Association, beginning your legacy of service to our community and trying to build community in your own neighborhood. You were recognized by this body with the B. Christie Award for your service, and that led you to build, you were the founding executive director and still executive director of the South Lansing Community Development Association, working every day to build a strong and healthy community in South Lansing. And then in 1996, no, is that right? No, 2005, you were elected to the Lansing City Council, serving 16 years in roles too numerous for me to mention. Otherwise, I'd get in trouble for keeping the staff after 5. But I do want to thank you for everything you've done for this community. We've had our fair share of agreements and disagreements at this table and others, and I've welcomed that dialogue and conversation. I have appreciated your spirit of service and efforts to make this place a better place to call home. So thank you, Councilmember Dunbar, for your service to the city of Lansing and its residents. Anyone else wishing to say anything? Seeing none, for the last time in 2020-21, I would like to call this meeting adjourned.
They were not going to survive. After 10 years, it's definitive that we were on the right path and that the hard work that we put in for those years